So this yacht's preparing to stern moor here in Fiskardo. The wind is roughly coming from where that blue motorboat is moored. And he's got someone ready on the anchor to drop. All their fenders out ready to come alongside. Already got one or two apprehensive boat owners on their boats ready to fend off and shout advice and guidance. One thing you have to watch here is where you drop your anchor, especially in a harbour where there's a curvature like this, because there's a very good chance that, I mean, our anchor is actually straight out over there. The yacht next to me, their anchor is straight out over there somewhere. Probably not quite as far out as him, but obviously the more and more boats that come into the harbour, the more chance there is of overlaying an anchor off the top of someone else. So sometimes it's a bit of a risk calculation of having enough anchor out but not having too much out that you end up fouling everyone else. So the depth of water is about 8 meters, so at very least you're going to need at least 30 meters of chain to hold the boat anyway. So really you're looking at 40 meters, and as you can see it's not a great distance back to the quayside, so before you even start you're in a high risk of crossing anchors. So this yacht, as you can see, has the luxury of a bow thruster, which helps him push the nose of the boat back straight in the wind. Now the harbour master is giving him some advice of where to drop the anchor. Not quite sure where he's trying to end up. Not a lot of wind, so if you are going to have a go at stern mooring onto a quayside, doing it without too much wind to start with is a really good plan. Now it's using a lot of power hard over to port. As you can see there's a puff of smoke coming out the exhaust end. Shows you how hard to port he put the engine in. If you look to the transom of the boat, you can see the water pumping through, so you know when someone's using the engine hard because the water increases through the discharge. Here we go, he's using the bow thrust to square up. It's pretty much square to that slot now that he's hoping to come onto. There he goes, dropping his anchor. Again, to me, that's far too far out, because basically everyone, he's going to literally lay it over the top of everyone now. We've already got the motorboat, the owner on the blue motorboat, shouting him that he's laid his anchor over his anchor. So I think we're going for a lift again, aren't we? Yeah, going for another lift. So this is now the second attempt trying to drop the anchor. We could be here sometime. Yep, hasn't caught anything, so that's good. And really he wants to just come straight astern there, and then hopefully drop the anchor roughly in line with the nose of the blue motorboat there, which should give him enough scope. Let's see how we get on here. There's a very helpful motorboat coming through here with all this nice wash on here, which is really great for all these people all stern moored here like myself. Okay, so this guy's coming back now, using the bow thruster to square up a little bit. Now if you're in a long keel boat, that's when you need to use a lot of power initially to get control of the boat. If you haven't got a bow thruster, you really need to get that power on to get the boat going astern where you want it to. Whereas with a yacht with a long deep fin and balanced rudder and a bow thruster, you've got far more control of it at slow speeds. Okay, we're going for anchor 3, so here we go. Plenty of chain being dropped out. So with the chain going out the front there, it just holds the nose in a straight line, which is really handy. Loads of chain going out. And he's trying to get into that slot there between the wooden motor of the boat and the sailing yacht, the little jelly. So once he's got his anchor set in the right place, the whole thing here with very little wind is quite uneventful, which is how it really wants to be when you're practicing. You know, try and find a quiet spot. Ideally, try and find a quayside that hasn't got a curvature on it, because they are the worst. Okay, so he's just about in now. Excellent.